We'd say job well done at the annual meetings. You guys would say that.
I'd say that.
You changed the game completely.
Yeah.
Hip drop tackle out.
Well, I don't know what was said on the other ones, but the way we're told is they just need something to find guys if you go tackle someone and it snaps his leg or something like that.
Got it.
Versus because I think it's going to be very, very hard to truly call that live in game. The difference because some of the ones they showed, I got to be honest, I couldn't tell if it was a hip drop or not. And so to ask a guy to do that, I don't think it's going to be really called at this point. I think it's going to be more so on Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Player X gets this fine.
And Jim Hart, I don't want to just out him because I don't think he knew that this was going to happen, but he was like, got to get it out of the game, the hip drop tackle. And he started demonstrating it on me, like out there in the hallway. He started he's a big dude.
Yeah, big dude.
He's a big dude, physical.
You're still standing, so he must not have got you.
Well, I got my cowboy boots on too, so we're eye. But he did it, and then the way, it's almost like you guys feel, as if they got rid of the horse collar, right? Because that was the brutal snap your leg. Now, there's people, not everybody in the league, who have used this technique almost as like a replacement for the horse tackle. So what they're trying to do is get rid of the purpose intent of like bending guys backwards, seemingly, is like kind of how it was broken down.
And there's belief, again, I don't know this, but it was said in one of the meetings that they believe there are a couple of teams that maybe they're not coaching it, but they're not.
Yeah, that was said by Pelissero yesterday. And we're like, what? Who's doing that?
But I have no idea. They didn't say who it is. It was mentioned by one of the league members that they thought.
That was alarming though. Whenever that was said, right? By all parties, like what?
Never heard that. I know players aren't intentionally trying to hurt players, so I don't know where
so that's a whole
from.
other conversation. There could be, maybe there's some guys.
Well, I mean, if a guy got you, maybe you're going after him. But I don't think, when you play, you were waking up every day going, I'm going to try to hurt someone.
Well, he was trying to knock people out.
Yeah, true.
Well,
you're not saying, I'm going to
stun him.
Let me hip drop tackle this guy and hurt him. If you're going to hurt him, you're going after the head.
Well, I can't do that anymore, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But I think what Jim mentioned to me that I hadn't thought of is like guys are athletic enough with his impression. Like they're using this instead of we're just trying to get like people almost
the swivel thing
spooked out of not doing it anymore. Like, hey, when you tackle somebody, tackle them, but don't be doing the full trying to blow out knees almost.
Yeah, basically jumping on them and just dropping all your weight to where they're
unweighting yourself.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah,
that was a lot when that was presented to you when they unweight themselves. Yeah. Where you're like, what the what rocket scientist came up with this entire thing? We're still gonna have football though.
Yes, it'll be fine. I honestly, I think it's going to work just fine. I think it's more of a, hey, be mindful of this. Make sure your players know they can't unweight themselves this way, because they did show even some rugby plays. There were some of them you're like, man, that is rough. You don't want a guy to fracture an ankle or anything like that.
Nasty.
Yeah. But again, I wouldn't want to. I'm not a fan of seeing a bunch of flags on this either. Like it's hard enough to play defense with all the helmet rules and as such. So we do have to make sure our league allows defenders to play defense.